What's going on, everyone? I hope everything is going okay for you. Now, you may be familiar with Profit Protector Pro's Chrome extension or the Profit Protector Pro Buybot Pro integration, or indeed the Profit Protector Pro and Sellability integration. All of those features basically allow you to add a product to your Profit Protector Pro manually and in advance as well, unless of course you're altering a set of information for an existing SKU in Profit Protector Pro, if that's what you've set on the extension or on the integration. Now, basically you would set your min, max price strategy and save that into Profit Protector Pro, buy price and all. So then it appears in there, and then all you have to do is wait for Profit Protector Pro to grab the SKU for the item from Amazon, and then it will start repricing straight away. So you don't have to do anything else. That is awesome. Loads of you love the Chrome extension and the integrations. Now, if you've ever wondered if there's a way that you can add brand new things to Profit Protector Pro manually and in bulk, you can. It's the Blank Template CSV. So once you download it, it will always look a little something like this. It's always PPP data export and then the date. Just in case you are trying to find it once you've got it. So download it and it will look a little something like this. Of course, the exact look will differ a little bit dependent on if you're using Excel or numbers, or maybe you are uploading that into a Google sheet or something like that. But ultimately, this is what you get. So it's all of the columns that you may recognize from having used the bulk inventory features before. So you'll be familiar with all of these columns and so forth. Now, in this case, we have just one row, but it's very easy to expand that just by doing this, and there'll be similar options in Excel. So depending on how many you want, just make sure you expand the rows. Now, the SKU field is grayed out. We are not going to add a SKU in here. The only instance in which we will add a SKU is if we want to alter data for an existing SKU in our inventory. But to be fair, if we're going to do that, it's better just to download the bulk inventory CSV or the filtered CSV. So that way we are just downloading our inventory into a CSV. It's all there, all of the data, and that makes it so much easier to make changes and so forth. So I wouldn't recommend updating any of your existing items using this method. I would only recommend adding new items to Profit Protector Pro using this method, completely new. So I would say to leave the SKU field blank. If you do enter something in here, it can cause a problem, particularly if for example, there was a mistake with the SKU in here. Maybe it's just a bit of a mistype or something like that, and it's different in Amazon. That can obviously cause an issue. So leave this blank. That's why it's grey. Obviously, you want to enter in your ASIN. That's important, so that way Profit Protector Pro can identify the item in your Amazon inventory and pull in more information about it once it's active in your inventory. And of course, we want to set those crucial factors like min price, max price, buy price, break even if we want to, and then everything else, for example, like current price, we can add marketplace in there if we want to. Strategy, so that's our Profit Protector Pro strategy, and always refer to the key guide that we have in here. So if you are entering in the marketplace, just make sure that you are using IT for Italy, DE for Germany, US for United States. Just make sure you're following the key, so you want everything on the right side of the key table. And for the strategies, you are using a number. So if you want to set the super aggressive dominator, enter in the number 20. If it's match low price, number 3. And towards the end of the CSV, you'll find that there's the EFN pan options. You can ignore the S and L option. That was for the old small and light program, which no longer exists on Amazon. So you can leave that one blank. You don't need to enter anything in there. It's just EFN, pan, and competing with Amazon toggles. So 0 for off, 1 for on, and that's what you'll enter into those rows depending on how you want it. So always follow that key for those aspects. But for the custom strategy, you just need to enter in your custom strategy's name exactly as you've written it in the custom strategy section in Profit Protector Pro. If you're not sure, you can just go into that section and copy and paste the title and put it in here. Now, there are some columns that we do not need to touch, and it's best that we don't. So for example, the current price, we don't need to touch that. Profit Protector Pro will find that out, and that's what gets displayed in the items entry in our Profit Protector Pro inventory. So current price, I'm just going to see if we can mark this with a different color. Yeah, let's fill that with some red. So current price, no, we are not touching the current price. The title, I would also say to leave that one as well. We don't need to do that. Profit Protector Pro will grab that for us. We just need the ASIN and the title will be pulled through. If we enter in something wrong in that title, it will cause problems with the upload, so it's best just to leave the title field blank. Automation name, we can enter that in, so if we want to set an automation as well, again, we need to refer to our automation section in Profit Protector Pro, copy and paste the title or type it exactly as it is that you've written it. Small and light, we can ignore this one because this isn't relevant anymore, so we can just leave that blank. We don't need to touch that. EFN/pan, remember, is 0 for off, 1 for on, if we depend on how we want that toggle. VAT override, if we know we're working with a different VAT rate for a particular item, because it will always assume the default, we can enter in a different one. So say for example, it's a grocery item and it has a VAT rate of 0%, we enter in the 0. We can add in notes, and compete with Amazon is the same here. We dependent on if we want the toggle on or off, and then we need to leave the condition, the status, and the stock as blank. Do not enter anything in here. This stuff is usually used in the bulk inventory spreadsheet or the filtered spreadsheet, where it will tell you the condition, status, and stock of your existing inventory. Now, if you're just uploading stuff for the first time, brand new, adding that to Profit Protector Pro, just leave this blank. It will be pulled through from Amazon. We do not need to touch those columns at all. And again, if we do enter anything in there, it could just cause a problem. So we need to leave these ones, this one, and this one, everything else. And SKU as well, sorry, we need to leave that everything else. We can go ahead and enter something in there. So once you've gone ahead and done that, make sure you save the spreadsheet, give it a name you'll remember, and then you can upload it to Profit Protector Pro, and it will of course take a bit of time to process. It's got to add those entries into your Profit Protector Pro inventory, and any data that you've not entered in. Obviously the crucial things is you definitely make sure that you've got your ASIN in there. Obviously the point of this is being able to have these factors in here from the get-go. So ASIN is absolutely crucial. You can't do it without an ASIN. And then things like min price, max price strategy, I would say that's the bare minimum you'd need. Marketplace as well, I would say that's the bare minimum you really need there, and everything else will be pulled through or you'll just set later. So upload to Profit Protector Pro, obviously you'll get the status on how it's doing, and then you'll obviously see in here when it is completed. If there's any problems, it will tell you what the problem is. It could be that something's formatted incorrectly or whatever. You need to make sure that you are keeping the CSV as a CSV file, and then it will upload successfully, and you'll have a whole host of new items in Profit Protector Pro ready to reprice. All it needs to do is grab that SKU from Amazon, which will do automatically, and things will start repricing. So it's like the Chrome extension, just in bulk. Hopefully this helps you. Thank you for watching.